In this video, I'm going to be explaining why map control is one of, if not the, most important things to be thinking about in your ranked games. I'll also be showing you guys the best way to take advantage of map control so you can get the best position possible. Let's get started. Alright, so what exactly is map control? Well, it means exactly how it sounds, taking control of the map. However, there's a bit more to it than that. See, it's not just you and your team is trying to get control of the map. The other team is trying to do the same thing. So trying to take control of the entire map right away is not a very practical thing to do. Too many times I've seen my teammates try and rush into an area like they own the place only to get clipped in a 3K. So the best thing for you and your team to do is to win over the map piece by piece, area by area. And depending on which team you are on is going to determine the way you take map control. For the Coalition, it's fairly simple. Just hold an angle, and if you have to, throw some utility to ward off any aggression from the breach. And for the breach, since you start with very little map control, you are constantly fighting for every inch you can get. Using utility like flashes to clear angles or smoke grenades to pass through areas undetected is a surefire way to get some easy map control. But when has this game ever been easy? If you really want map control, then you're gonna have to get some kills. Same goes for the Coalition. You need to defend your position from any wannabe Safari players who try to peek you. So at the end of the day, the method of gaining or holding map control is still the same. Use utility and get some kills. Alright, now taking map control is its own thing. How you hold map control is a little bit nuanced. There are two different ways that you can hold map control, and that is through either direct, indirect, or sometimes both. To directly hold map control, you need to be standing in the area in which you control. Like for example, blue here. If there's at least one player in any area on any map, they have direct control of that area. Now next, we've got the indirect control. To indirectly hold map control, you need to hold an angle outside of that particular area. And one place that comes to mind is right here in Intel on Bureau. You directly control Intel by being in Intel, and you indirectly hold A long by holding this angle right here. Now you can hold an angle, but not have indirect map control. This is called camping. Yeah? See how the dots are starting to connect here? Yeah, don't worry, we're just getting started. But before I continue, I need you to do something for me. If you like these kinds of videos, then I'm gonna need you to hit the like button. This lets me know that you guys are liking the kind of content that I'm putting on this channel, so that way I know to make more. Also, if you would like to know the next time I upload, then I'm gonna need you to hit that subscribe button with notifications turned on. This will let you stay up to date with the latest and greatest tips and tricks from Critical Ops. Now with that out of the way, let's get into what parts of the map you should be controlling. Now, if you made it this far, you are one of the very few who will be getting the full picture of map control. There are three key areas that you and your team need to get control of on every single map to ensure that your team wins every round. They are choke points, bomb sites, and rotation routes. If you don't control all three areas, then your team risks losing the round. I am not joking, that is how important controlling these key areas are. Choke points are the areas where both teams will be meeting at the same time, and is usually where the first gunfights take place. You know the area you are in is a choke point when you peek a corner and you see the enemy team charging right at you. The best way to hold these areas is to indirectly hold the angle where you're expecting the enemy team to push. On the other hand, if you want to take control of these areas, then use smokes to sneak past, flashes to try and take the advantage in a gunfight, or frag grenades to flush out the enemy player from that angle. And if you don't control these choke points, then you're just giving up free map control. Now, bomb sites are the areas that the breach must play for in order to win the round via bomb explosion, because you get more money that way. And you must always have one player on a bomb site. So let's say that you're on the Coalition and your team is saying stack 4 on B site and you go A site. But instead of playing the bomb site, you decide to play the choke point instead. And yes, some bomb site entrances are choke points as well. Now, while holding the choke point is not a bad thing, you have no players playing on the bomb site to back you up in case you go down. If you do go down, then that leaves the rest of your team on B site with no one to defend A site, giving the breach free map control. Typically, you want to have 2 players on both sites. One to hold the choke point, one to hold the bomb site itself in case the choke point player goes down. Lastly, rotation routes. These are the areas that provide the coalition the quickest route to the opposite bomb site. Keep in mind that Critical Ops is a fast-paced game and decisions need to be made in split seconds. And with 2 minutes on the clock, you can expect to see players rotating as soon as there are blips on the radar. You usually want to start taking control of these areas as soon as you gain control over choke points or bomb sites, since the coalition is trying to prevent you from doing just that. Taking control of rotation routes can stop the coalition and in some cases, the breach in their tracks and can sometimes be game enders. And while some will argue that players can rotate the long way around, they are right. This will come down to your game sense and intuition to figure out where the coalition is coming from. So if you don't try and hold rotation routes, then you and your team run the risk of getting backstabbed. So the next time you get into one of your ranked games, make sure to put map control as your top priority. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want more tips and tricks, then check out this video over here where I posted my top 10 tips and tricks for Bureau. Stay safe.